What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar with your boy. We're breaking down the ES futures contract per usual, and today was a lackluster day. Not a whole lot to review, just a very choppy session. I took one trade only, came out on top of the day with $287 in the pocket. Cannot complain about that, right? $200 a day, $100 a day. You know, that stuff adds up over time, and that's what we're trying to build on. We're trying to build on consistency, and you know, maybe down the road, a couple of years down the road, I'll be able to size up, and then that $100 will come and become $1,000, or you know, $1,500 or $2,000, and then from there 10, and then 20. You know, over time, right? Things that's how things kind of begin to accumulate and build up. So I only took one trade today, and that was fading the extreme on the upside. Other than that, I did not trade, made my money, seen the market well and got out. Today, we just kind of did nothing. It was an inside day. We took back the triple distribution from yesterday. In yesterday's video, I discussed how it was a triple distribution, discussed where the distributions were. So if you remember in yesterday's video, I said this was the lower distribution, right? And you treat each day as a separate day with gaps in between, or each distribution as a separate day with gaps in between. And this is what that area looked like. We spent majority of the time in the middle distribution, didn't even come close to getting into the upper distribution, right? So all of these buyers that went home long yesterday thinking that the market was going to continue to rally, you know, they're not wrong in thinking that, but buying up here, being the laggards, definitely they got hurt on the once we opened up and we were in the middle distribution. I described in yesterday's video how the best case scenario for buyers was to open up in the upper distribution and attempt to continue to push up into that gap on the upside. So far, not much into that gap. That started at 45.70, right? So we opened up in the middle distribution immediately. I mean, it was a very tight range early on, and then finally we took out A's low, began one time framing down, took back that other set of single prints. Just to note, whenever you have a double distribution day or a triple distribution day, whenever you open below a set of single prints, right? So if it's to the upside, right, you fill whenever you come down. So in this case, we opened below this set of single prints, so those become automatically filled. Okay. Now you don't want to neglect that this is the upper distribution, but the single prints then get filled. On the second hand, on the downside here, this set of single prints had still been holding because we opened up in the middle distribution. Had we opened up in the lower distribution, both of those sets of single prints would technically be gone, and they wouldn't be a reference point for us to lean on, or a reference point for us to kind of go into. So today, once we opened up in the middle, this larger set of single prints automatically gone, nothing there. Then we kind of just drifted to the downside, one time frame down. Initially had a set of single prints on the downside as we dipped our toe into this lower distribution a few times, but could not find acceptance in it. Rotated back up into the middle distribution, creating a Y point of control, and then slowly grinding back up. And this is where I decided to get involved. I felt like if today was going to be an could I get rid of this? Hello? If today was going to be an inside day, right? I'm gonna get rid of these set of single prints where they're marked, because I want to, the only areas I'm going to show are this upper one. Anyway, the only reason I was looking to do anything today on the short side was because early on we had the initial balance low. We had unchanged value. We were one time framing down. We had the overnight low. We stopped all that, but we still had a Y point of control at the time, right around this 45, 46 level, okay, which was within the middle distribution. So once we pushed up late or towards the evening, towards the afternoon time frames, I began to get short against the opening. Now, did I start a little early? Yes, but I got short right around the 50 level. It continued to push up, and I was happy adding up here, but I definitely would have been better off taking the short on the extreme side versus starting my short here at the open, because I was looking for us to rotate back down into where at the time point of control was, right? So I'm gonna highlight that area. I'm going to turn that yellow to kind of signify that that's where point of control was at the time. So that means where price was happy being traded at. Sellers and buyers were both happy there. So as we pushed up, I was looking for a bit of a mean reversion, essentially. I was fading the extreme, looking for us to come back into where we're doing a lot of volume and a lot of trading around that 46 area. So I initially got short at the open at 50, thinking maybe we would hold that and hold the initial balance high. We didn't. We took out the initial balance high, but I wasn't expecting us to go trend up, considering the fact that we couldn't go trend down, nor did we hold the triple distribution day to the upside. If they were strong buyers, they definitely should have proved it by opening up in the upper distribution. So that's where I began to add to my short. As we pushed up, I added to my short 53, and I was going to add even a larger size around the 56 level because I was shorting against not only against the fact that we had a wide point of control below, and I was looking for us to rotate back into that area to create a wider point of control. I was also shorting against the upper distribution where we hadn't yet tested yet. Okay, so I was expecting, all right, if we did push up here, anybody that still holds a position within this price range, they're going to be looking to get out. So as we pushed up, I added to my position, would have added more, but I was short a 3-lot, average price right around 52. This came in pretty good, and I took it off rather quickly because I wasn't sure at the time if we would get down into this area. Eventually we did, but once we came down to 49 to 48, I took the trade off for basically $287. Not a terrible trade. Could have held on a little bit longer, but I was not sure at the time what the market was going to do. And at the time, we had just had the what data was it? Some stupid data, not data. The bond auction. That's what we had. We had the bond auction at the time, so I was a little worried how they would react to the bond auction. If this was just a quick liquidation down, and then not only that, we also had the Fed minutes, which I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but I also wanted to be out of the position prior to the Fed minutes. So as it came in, I took it off. Obviously, I seen the market well. It came in to where I was looking to get out of the position, which was around the 56.25, 56.50 level. We obviously came into that level pretty good. But that was all the trade that I did today. Clearly, you could have faded a few more times up here against that upper distribution, and it came in back to the point of control a few times, but eventually point of control got raised up to 49.25. We end 10 wide there, actually, at 49.25. We had been slowly creeping it up higher and higher, but eventually it just got moved up totally higher to 49.25. So that just means that's where buyers and sellers were happy, and that will act as a magnet for us come tomorrow's trading session. So let's go ahead and mark the destinations. We just go out with today's high, today's low, and a 10 wide point of control. And then it is an inside day, so we'll look to see how we come out of this. I do kind of think that maybe this market will stay an inside day or inside of this range until the end of the week or until after Thanksgiving. But we'll just have to see how that plays out. Once we finish this, we'll look at the larger time frame, and then I'll get you guys on your way. Thanks for stopping by. If you guys are watching this video, I do appreciate it. Hope you all have a safe travels if you're traveling. But yeah, 49.25, 10 wide point of control. Okay, 10 wide. Oh, hello, can I type? 10 wide point of control. Also, today is my sister's birthday, so if you guys know my sister out there, wish her a happy birthday. Hope she has the best birthday ever. Happy birthday. Down here on the downside, we have today's low at 37.75. And then we'll go over some scenarios just briefly. Low of day. Alrighty, so with today being an inside day, okay, we look to see if we come out of this inside day to the upside or to the downside. If we take it out to the downside, we'll be putting the daily back into a balance. Because we will have, and I wouldn't consider the daily down for me until we take out 45.24. Today's range was just too small for me to say if we take out today's low, we'll be in a balance. Even though technically we will have stopped the one time framing up. But right now, because this is an inside day, inside time frame, we do not stop the one time framing down or up. If we take out today's high and we would look to target 45.71, get into this gap and continue to grind up higher, that will continue the one time framing up. If we open up below the 10-wide point of control and take out the day's low at 37.75 and can't get much for our efforts, look to rotate back up to that 49.25 level. Okay. And then obviously look to continue to push up higher. But basically, if we come out of this inside day, just look to see how what kind of tempo we get. Monitor it for continuation or lack of. So on the downside, 37.75, 45.24.50, then 45.12.75 down into 45.01.75 would be your next destination. Afternoon pullback low at 45.125, and then 45.83.75 is where the gap starts, and then we have a large gap that fills at 44.36.75 on the upside. If we open above 49.25, you'll look to take out today's high. 45.54.75, 45.71 will be your next upside target, and then 45.97.50. All right, now let's go ahead and look at the larger time frame just briefly. Look at the gaps here. Okay. Always nice to refresh our minds on where these gaps are located. So today we have an inside day. You can see how we pushed up into that gap yesterday. Couldn't quite get into it very much. We're looking to fill this upside gap. If we fell up here, come back in. The worry is to come back into what we had initially as a balance. If we find any acceptance basically below 45.35, if we find any acceptance below that, we'll get yesterday's low fairly quickly. And then there's really not a whole lot holding this market up to, not much support down here is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, my brain's kind of fried. I've been up since 2 a.m. If we get any type of liquidation and heavy push to the downside, look at this. We have a gap down here that we're looking to fill. We are one time framing up 2 days in a row. Like I said, today does not stop the one time framing. So we either take out today's low, put ourselves back into a balance. If we get previous day's low down here, 24.50, if we take that out, find any acceptance back within this range, you will be coming back into that balance area, right? Right now, you want to see holding above 45.36.75 and continue to push up into that gap, okay? 20 crossing the 50-day moving average. A lot of people like to see stuff like that. I think obviously these are lagging indicators. So the golden cross or whatever the freak you want to call it, that move has already happened to the upside. And if you're buying right now because you think this is the main reason to buy, you're absolutely losing your mind. Yes, the market can continue to push up because that's what the market's trying to do. These are just lagging indicators. And if you're basing your trades off of this, you'll most likely fail. So right now, inside day, looking to see which way we come out of this inside day. Follow for continuation or lack of. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Sorry if this was a bit of a boring or lackish video, but for me, it's just a good review. And hopefully it is for you guys as well. Thanks for watching. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. See ya.